This music video was reportedly banned on MTV, although now they're disputing that, and a number of other outlets for pushing what critics call twisted sexual fantasies to young children. That is just a taste of Lady Gaga's new, almost 10-minute-long video for her song Telephone, and believe me, this is basically all we can show you. This is the tame part, which, you know, she's basically in a bikini.
Where the fuck was your outrage when this bitch was exposed for having pictures like this, and then admitted to masturbating multiple times on a webcam for her boyfriend at the time?
Sandy Rios is the president of the Culture Campaign, and she's a Fox News contributor as well, and Sandy Rios does not like Lady Gaga's latest video. All right, Sandy, so what makes this one, out of all the titillating and over-the-top videos that are out there on MTV and other places, so over-the-top?
Oh, Megan, it's just that there's more. I mean, there's always more. You think you've seen it all, but wait, there's more. And this time we have to speculate on whether she has a male member or not, and whether it's been cut off or not. I mean, there's just no end, it seems. I don't even know what's going to be next. And then, of course, they murder. You know, they do a mass murder at the end. And then we've got Beyonce and Gaga, gay, lesbian lovers. I mean, it's disgusting, Megan.
Well, first, here's a big fuck you for thinking that anyone living their life the way they want to live it, especially if it's something that doesn't harm you or your family in any way, if they want to be lesbians and you find that disgusting, you know, fuck you. Suck my dick. It's not cut off, I promise. But at the same time, I hope you are bitching just as much about Kill Bill, because that's what the fucking music video is based off of. It has a lot of different influences, Kill Bill being the biggest fucking one. And guess what? There's murder scenes and all kinds of like sexy, oh my god, and maybe even some nudity. They might see a body part that they fucking have on their own body.
No, I don't like it. I would not, under any circumstance, allow my children to buy Lady Gaga CDs or listen to them, and I would explain to them why. This is just poison for the minds of our kids, and for our minds, for that well.
Go ahead and keep your kids from listening or buying their CDs or ever watching a video or whatever, because guess what? When you ban something from kids, it only makes them want to do it more. But you know what? You're doing a good thing for your children by totally just, there is nothing out there in the world that you disagree with. Be offended by everything. It's stupid bullshit.
We're watching this. She's obviously in a bra and underwear, and we're blurring out the bottom because when she spins around, you can see everything. But how is this any different, realistically, Sandy, from what Madonna did before her? You know, what a lot of artists have done before her to try to titillate and show off a lot of, relevant body parts to try to get people's eyeballs on the screen.
You know, like Fox News does.
You know, I wouldn't claim to be an expert on the Madonna videos. I'm not. I just know the main themes. And I guess, Megan, it just seems to me they always want to go a little bit further. More shock value. I don't know if Madonna ever did a video where she mass murdered anyone. I don't know if she'd ever did a video where she feigned to have a male member and they, feigned perhaps cutting it off.
Well, maybe you should do a little research, bitch. Maybe you should look into something before you just randomly come on the news as a contributor, a Fox News contributor. Then again, Fox News contributors don't really have to know jack shit, do they? I mean, fuck, they took on Sarah Palin as a contributor.
It's the kind of thing that we shouldn't even be discussing.
First smart thing you've said so far in this interview. Probably the last.
It's the kind of thing that we shouldn't even be discussing, much less thinking about, from my perspective.
Well, and we as
adults shouldn't be thinking.
With the Justify My Love video, which was banned on different, and MTV first there were reports that this was banned on MTV. Then MTV, some guy twittered from MTV and said, no, that's false. So I don't know if this Twitter is correct or not. But anyway, let me ask you this. The argument in favor of this is it's art. You may not like it, but it's art, and if you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't let your kids watch it. Why should it be banned for everybody?
I'll tell you, I'll give a real simple answer to that. You know that our world is filled with sexual predators. You talk about this every day in the news, these girls that are molested and killed. And I don't know if you know this or not Megan, but they've done surveys to find out the men who do these kinds of things to these young girls, something like 85% of them are involved in some sort of porn.
First of all, where do we start moving from a music video where people are obviously hiding their private parts to pornography, where people actively, fuck, bump uglies, Where'd you go? Where'd you make that leap? What, because she's showing some leg, that means she's getting, what, bone in the ass and jizzed on her face? I mean, and second of all, where'd you come up with your statistic, your survey? How many fucking sexual predators were on your survey? And why don't you even mention who fucking gave the survey? None of that. Just made up bullshit. You know what else sexual predators do? They listen to music. So let's not listen to fucking music anymore, because sexual predators do it. We can't do it anymore. It's the most retarded thing I've ever fucking heard. The most retarded, worst argument. And this is as a response to why can't you just let the art be? Well, in that respect, then Michelangelo's David should be, chisel the penis off, because God knows that, men don't have penises. It's just unnatural. And pornography, people having sex, I mean, you think we got here by people having sex? Well, how retarded are you, stupid bitch?
So you may not watch it, your kids may not watch it, but I'm telling you, the man next door who's a sexual predator probably does watch it.
So throw an extra deadbolt on your door if that's what you're fucking terrified about. Oh, someone saw a music video, someone saw an ass, someone saw some tits, a leg, oh my god, a pussy, a penis. Oh my god, I've never heard of these crazy things before. And if all we need to do is ban this Lady Gaga video, and then everything will be fine. Zero sexual predators. Are you fucking serious? There are more porn sites on the internet than there are people in the United States. It's just the way it is. You're not gonna fucking get rid of it. Even if you get rid of it in the United States, it's not gonna mean that someone can't find it from some other fucking country. It's the stupidest argument I've ever heard. It's fear-mongering at its best, because there's no other fucking point. There's no argument. This lady is fucking lost.
And it has an effect on all of us. This should be outlawed. It should be banned. Personally, there is a limit to what we should tolerate.
No, bitch, there's a limit to what you can tolerate. What we can tolerate isn't decided by you. If you are a vegan and you don't tolerate people eating meat, does not mean nobody else out there can have a Big Mac. All right, bitch?
I find it interesting because you've got this Lady Gaga video out now, and literally, in today's New York Post, there's an article about this exhibit at the Metropolitan Museum of Art where daring patrons squeeze through two live nude performers, alternating couples opposite and same-sex, who stand in a narrow doorway of the new exhibit, which is by some Yugoslavian-born provocateur. As you listen to the sound of this woman's constant guttural screaming and moaning, that, they say, is art, and it's at MoMA. I mean, my point is, if that can be on exhibit here in Manhattan, why can't Lady Gaga do this on MTV?
Well, how about we do without both of them instead of going that way? How about if we say because Madonna did it, then maybe it should be allowed? Let's just stop.
Because
let's just stop in our tracks and see what we've done. Well, you know what? But Megan, some things are illegal. I mean, pornography in certain forms is illegal. You know that. I mean, because you're an attorney.
Yes, there are things that are prohibited from pornography. The only thing I can think of is children. You can't have child porn. You can't do that. That's the only one thing I can think of that they ban in porn, because I'm pretty sure I've seen every fucking thing else. This bitch needs to go watch Two Girls, One Cup, and then we'll see how much she cares about Lady Gaga anymore. Fucking stupid cunt. And on a side note, you know what else is illegal? Being a sexual predator. Now, does that stop sexual predators from existing? No, it doesn't. Holy shit. Let's wrap our fucking little brains around that one.
That's not everything is lawful. And so we do have lines that are drawn. And I think we can see the effects on our culture are terrible. You know, our kids, one of the things I notice about kids now is they've lost, when I've traveled in other cultures, teenagers in many cultures still have retained that innocence of youth. Not so here. Our kids have these wooden stares. They're into being cool.
Did I seriously just hear this bitch say that children in other cultures don't care about being cool? I mean, she's literally not in touch with reality, obviously.
There's nothing they haven't seen. It's like we have raped them of their innocence and of the joy of youth and childhood.
Quite honestly, all the joy that I got out of my youth and childhood was doing shit I really wasn't supposed to do, looking at shit I wasn't supposed to look at, like porn.
I think there are better things for our kids to place in their minds and for us to place in our minds. It's not just the kids. It's us too.
Is it naive, Sandy? You know, I mean, I have a 6-month-old boy. Is it naive for me to think that I'm going to be able to shield him from this, that I can leave it into my hands and say, okay, that can be out there for people who are so interested, but I don't want my children to see these things?
Megan, I think it's possible to control it a little bit. Although I would say it's much worse than it was. I have a son who's a young adult. I have a grandbaby that's a year-old, actually.
Wait a second. Are you telling me that you actually had sex? You produced a kid? And now that kid has had sex and produced another kid? How in the fuck did he ever get that far? How the fuck did you ever have sex? I mean, everything to you is so terrifying. I mean, would you cut a hole in the sheet? You close your eyes? You wear a blindfold? Oh, no, that would be like S&M. Fuck you. Cocktopus out.